I feel like your two Iowa teams left a mark on women's college basketball, but also women's basketball at large. Is that like kind of crazy to think about? Like you were a part of something that was a catalyst for this like larger growth.
Kate Martin's career was slowly fading in Las Vegas. The former Iowa standout, who played a key role in helping Caitlin Clark reach 2 Final Fours, was stuck on the Aces bench, watching her WNBA dreams drift further out of reach with every passing game. But then, everything changed. In a way no one expected. In a recent interview, Kate opened up about the exact moment she realized she had to leave Vegas, the career-saving phone call she had with Caitlin Clark, and how joining the Golden State Valkyries wasn't just a new chapter, it was a complete reinvention of who she is as a professional athlete. If you're rooting for Kate, drop a Golden State Kate in the comments below. Let's go.
I had heard about this Caitlin Clark, and I was like watching videos of her just like having like 40 points, like averaging 1 million in high school. And I was like, oh, this girl thinks she's gonna come here and rule the world, you know, like whatever. It's gonna be, you know, whatever. And there she did, came in right away and ruled the world. And I was like, all right, here we go.
Imagine this. Before Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin arrived, Iowa basketball wasn't on anyone's radar. But together, they transformed Carver Hawkeye Arena into the most electrifying atmosphere in all of college basketball. If you watched those games, you could feel the energy pouring through the screen. But here's what most fans missed. While Caitlin was draining logo threes, Kate Martin wasn't just tagging along. She was the engine, quietly making everything run.
I just remember you have that summer before, and she was doing things that I had never seen anybody do before. And as a freshman, to come in and have that kind of confidence, like not everybody has that. Like I was like, oh, I haven't really seen anything like this. And so we knew she was going to be outstanding. And then, at the beginning of the year, we had some big wins, and there was highs and lows that year for sure. But, it took us a little bit to figure it out. But it obviously turned out better than I could have ever expected or thought.
Let's talk about what really went down during those back-to-back Final Four runs in 2023 and 2024. While the spotlight was on Caitlin Clark breaking scoring records, Kate Martin was quietly putting up 13.1 points and grabbing 6.8 rebounds per game. Those aren't role player stats. That's star-level production. But Kate understood something most players never do. Sometimes being the perfect complement is more valuable than being the center of attention.
Well, real quick, what did you notice about Caitlin's work ethic?
Yeah.
Was there anything that stood out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she was in the gym constantly. Yeah. And it was like the way she approached everything too was like, it was like with a sort of excellence. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna go through the motions and like whatever. It was like, no, like I'm here to kick your butt in every single drill, every single practice, and especially whenever our gray squad guys were playing against us, it was like, if you're across from me, you're my enemy, you know? And I think that's just kind of how you have to approach things to get better. And she had that, next level mindset, and it really just raised us all up with her.
Watch the tape from that Final Four game against South Carolina. Kate Martin calls it the highlight of her career, and it's easy to see why. When Iowa needed someone to execute the game plan against the undefeated Gamecocks, it was Kate making the smart, steady plays that gave Caitlin the space to work her magic. She brought what she described as a calming presence beside Clark's fiery intensity. And when teammates needed a wake-up call, Kate could be the one to yell, because she'd earned their trust with her actions every single day in practice.
If you had to pick kind of a favorite highlight, getting to the Final Four, is it beating South Carolina and breaking their streak? Is it, getting to the final game? What would have been the moment?
I would say beating South Carolina.
Fair.
Was
that was incredible.
That was the best moment ever, because we all believed that we could make it to a Final Four, and so we were just all right, we made it to a Final Four, let's go, this is great. We didn't think we were gonna really make it to the national championship, the undefeated South Carolina, they're Twin Towers down there, just a very long, athletic, good team. And so when we executed that game plan perfectly and beat them, that was probably that's still probably my career highlight.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Their friendship wasn't just great for team chemistry, it was basketball genius. Kate and Caitlin understood each other's games so well they could predict what the other was going to do before it even happened. Kate knew exactly when Caitlin needed the ball back after a defensive rebound, and Caitlin trusted that Kate would be in the perfect spot for the hockey assist that set up an open three.
I feel like looking back on it, and then even just talking to you now, it's like, yes, Caitlin is like a big focal point of the team.
Yeah.
She's going to have to do a lot of the scoring, all the things. And you, it's almost like good cop, bad cop or something.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mean it in like
No,
literal terms, but she just had to like be herself, and that was going to win you games. But then you had to come in and kind of be like a calming effect and that. So I'm actually really curious, as these teams start to take shape in 2023 and then 2024, like what was your leadership style in conjunction with a player like Caitlin, but also the rest of your teammates?
But that's not all. Kate was doing the gritty, unglamorous work that never makes it into the highlight reels. She was setting the screens that gave Caitlin the space for those deep threes. She was rotating on defense to cover when Caitlin gambled for steals. And when the shots didn't fall, it was Kate crashing the boards for offensive rebounds, giving Iowa the second chances they needed to keep the momentum alive.
I was definitely more of like the calmer presence and being like, hey, like, look me in the eyes, you know, deep breath, like it's all gonna be okay. And I think like the leadership style that I really had was just like trust. Like she trusted me because she had seen me like putting in the work in the gym. She knew how much I cared. Like I was only 2 years older than her, but like she believed that like I had her best interest in mind, and like I showed her that over and over again. Like I built a relationship with her outside of basketball. I tried to build relationships with all my teammates outside of basketball, so it wasn't like the only time I'm talking to you is out on the court and telling you like, hey, like you can't do that, or like, hey, like do that, you know, whatever. Is like,
it's called relationship equity.
Exactly.
Iowa's success during those 2 unforgettable years was no accident, and it wasn't just about Caitlin Clark's superhuman talent. It was the result of 2 players who brought out the absolute best in each other, creating something that neither could have achieved alone. Kate Martin was the glue that held together one of the most remarkable runs in Iowa basketball history. Their college careers were something close to perfect. They figured out how to win at the highest level and built a legacy that college basketball fans will never forget.
It's like if we needed to get across to Caitlin, you know, like it was like Kate, like that was like my job at times. And then like her junior and sophomore year, like she had done so much like work on herself and like how to be like a great teammate and all of us together, that like I didn't need to like, I don't know, like do all of that. Manage that as much as like I had in the past. But I felt grateful that, you know, she trusted me enough and like I trusted her enough too, to where like it was a working relationship. And so then I just kind of did that with all of my teammates, and I felt grateful that like I was the person who could speak up, and
it's also great when you're like rewarded, right? And you guys were rewarded in multiple ways, but one of them was getting to the Final Four.
But the WNBA plays by an entirely different set of rules. Kate Martin came into Las Vegas thinking the magic she had at Iowa would carry over seamlessly to the pros, but she was in for a harsh reality check. The Aces drafted her, but from the moment she stepped on the court, it hit her like a freight train. While A'ja Wilson and the veteran core dominated every meaningful minute, Kate was stuck on the bench, watching from the sidelines. The numbers tell the harsh truth. She started out averaging 20 minutes per game in May, but by September, that had plummeted to just 11.5. That's not development. That's being phased out.
Like you really do, but like it's just hard, as you know. Like there's only 12 spots, whatever. And
now let's talk about the harsh reality of what this meant for Kate's production. She was averaging just 2.6 points and 1.6 rebounds per game. For a former Iowa star, those aren't just disappointing numbers. They're the kind of stats that show she wasn't even getting a real shot to prove herself. This is the same player who once averaged 13.1 points and 6.8 rebounds while leading Iowa to back-to-back Final Fours. But it got worse. When the playoffs arrived, Kate's role completely vanished. She logged just 3 minutes across 6 postseason games. 3 minutes! That's not enough time to even get loose, let alone make an impact. The Aces were sending a loud and clear message. Kate wasn't part of their long-term plans.
I'm curious. So now that you are into your second year, like what do you think What makes the WNBA so difficult to play in?
Man, I mean, I just think the physicality, speed, smart players, really smart players, and people who have been around for so long, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking back to like New York. They're massive. They are, yeah, they're very, very, very good. Like a lot of these people have been playing professional basketball for a very long time.
Sue Bird spoke directly to this kind of situation in one of her interviews, highlighting how rookies face massive adjustments when they step into the WNBA. The physicality, the speed, the strategic complexity. It's a whole different game. Bird's insights made it clear just how steep the learning curve can be, even for the most decorated college stars. And for Kate Martin, that reality wasn't theoretical. She was living it and learning the hard way.
Scoring is not easy. Like, people who average like however many points, like, it's honestly so impressive. Like, I've never been more impressed by basketball than like now. Like, basketball is a simple game, but that doesn't mean it's easy. It's an easy game. But yeah, like people work really hard. They are long, they're big, they're fast, they're physical. So me just like having to learn how to be patient, play off of 2 feet, play in control. That is something, I'm still working on, because sometimes you're like trying to do the right thing always and like make the right read, but then you forget like, hey, just go play basketball.
This is where things got truly frustrating for Kate. The Aces roster was built around established stars, and that meant rookies like her were left fighting for scraps. She wasn't just competing with other newcomers, she was up against veterans who knew the system inside and out and already had the coach's trust. That's an impossible situation for any young player trying to prove themselves. Kate was watching her WNBA dreams slip away in real time. Every game she sat out was a missed opportunity. Every practice spent running the scout team was a reminder that her Iowa success carried no weight in Vegas. She wasn't just struggling to adapt to the pros, she was being completely overlooked by an organization that didn't see her value. And the toughest lesson Kate had to learn wasn't about skills or fitness, it was about fit and timing. Sometimes, talent just isn't enough when you land in the wrong place at the wrong moment.
It's because it's really, really hard to come off the bench in what is a version of limited minutes compared to starters. It's not always that case, but you get my point. In a limited amount of time and be really impactful.
Yeah.
That is one of, I think, the hardest things. And anytime I've been around a teammate who's been able to do that, at times it's more impressive than the star player who just has that ultra green light. And you've kind of already brought up the balance.
There was one conversation that changed everything and saved Kate Martin's professional basketball career. At her absolute lowest point in Las Vegas, sitting on the bench, watching her WNBA dreams slip away, Kate picked up the phone and called the one person who truly understood what she was facing. She reached out to her best friend, Caitlin Clark.
How did you feel about the whole expansion draft situation?
I was really excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you weren't protected, were you like kind of expecting that? And then it was like, whatever happens, happens?
Yeah, I was kind of expecting that. I mean, you just looked at the roster and you're like, there's just like too many good players. It's a business. Like, like it is what it is.
Here's what made that phone call so powerful. Caitlin Clark was going through her own whirlwind of challenges with the Indiana Fever. The game was more physical, the pace was faster, and the expectations were sky high. But when Kate opened up about her struggles in Vegas, Caitlin saw what no one else had. She didn't see a player who wasn't good enough. She saw a player trapped in the wrong system. Caitlin reminded Kate of everything they'd built together at Iowa, how their chemistry worked because they understood each other's strengths so well. And then she said something that completely shifted Kate's mindset. The problem wasn't her talent. It was being in an organization that simply didn't recognize her value.
Up until then, I didn't know if I had been protected or not.
Okay.
And so...
Oh, yeah, that's right. They don't actually tell you.
They told some people, but they didn't. I was not involved.
No, it's actually smart they don't tell.
Yeah.
Because that would just be...
Yeah.
That'd be messed up.
Yeah. And so when I got told I was going to get picked up, I was just super excited for another opportunity. Like some people don't get opportunities to go to a training camp or like, you know, get the opportunity to make a team. And so the fact that I knew I was going to get another shot, I was excited and felt really grateful for it. So yeah, I was really happy.
Yeah.
That conversation completely changed Kate's mindset. Leaving Las Vegas wasn't giving up on her WNBA dream, it was taking ownership of it. Sue Bird had spoken about this exact kind of situation, stressing how critical it is for players to find organizations that recognize their unique strengths and potential. And then came the turning point. When the Golden State Valkyries selected Kate in the expansion draft, they weren't just handing her a roster spot. They were offering her something Vegas never could: the opportunity to be a foundational piece of a brand new team. Kate immediately understood what that meant for her career. The Valkyries saw her leadership, her basketball IQ, and her ability to help shape a team culture from day one. In her interview, Kate said, "I'm really excited. This league is all about opportunity. And you know, you just need one shot, right?" That's exactly what Golden State was giving her. Sometimes a best friend is the one who pushes you to believe in yourself when no one else does. Caitlin Clark gave Kate the permission and the courage to walk away from a bad situation and chase something better. That phone call didn't just save Kate's career, it gave her the confidence to completely rewrite her story. The Valkyries weren't just offering minutes and touches, they were offering belief.
Now you're in the Bay, it's a new franchise. Season tickets were sold out immediately. I've heard home games are insane.
They are.
The owners have come out, they said a chip within the first 5 years, so the expectations are high. But like you said, it was an opportunity to make a team, and you did. So what has that excitement of a new franchise been like?
Kate Martin's move to the Golden State Valkyries isn't just a change of teams, it's a total reset with the kind of championship potential that established franchises rarely offer. Expansion teams bring something special that veteran rosters simply can't. The opportunity to build something from the ground up, where every player matters and every role is vital from day one. It's a fresh start, and for Kate, it's the perfect stage to finally show the league what she's truly capable of.
It's been awesome.
It's gotta be insane.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Like the fans really are so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been awesome in Chase Center. And they've been sticking with it the whole game. Like when we were losing to LA the first game, they stayed the entire time and they cheered us on from the first minute to the last minute. And so that means a lot as a team.
Yeah.
Like seeing your fans stay and cheer for you. They were invested. It was just really cool. And like you see people in the Bay Area just wearing Valkyries gear all the time.
Here fancies not makes this situation completely different from Vegas. The Golden State Valkyries used their expansion draft with purpose, selecting players who fit their vision and culture, and Kate Martin was the perfect example. General Manager Oha Nonan sees Kate as a cornerstone in building the team's identity. This time, she's not fighting for leftover minutes like she was with the Aces, she's helping lay the foundation for an entire franchise.
It just feels really cool to be part of that history, a part of something so new, and we obviously know it's going to be like a huge learning year for us, but I'm grateful to do it with all of the girls on this roster.
When I was talking about what this really means for Kate's role on the court. Head coach Natalie Nakase, who previously worked with Kate in Las Vegas, has brought a totally different mindset to Golden State. Her approach prioritizes effort and intent over perfection. It's not about being flawless, it's about showing up, giving 100%, and staying committed. That kind of environment is exactly what Kate needed after feeling buried on the Aces bench. But there's more. The Valkyries roster is built around uplifting each other, focusing on energy, chemistry, and fun. Kate's role isn't just about stats, it's about being that spark, that glue player who brings energy and enthusiasm every day, just like she did at Iowa. And now, for the first time in her pro career, she's in a system that actually values everything she brings to the game. She's getting her rhythm back because this time she's in the right place to thrive.
People's focus is just like here with us and like whatever happened. But yeah, I mean, I think in ways people can be like, oh, like, man, I didn't get protected. Like as like an athlete, you know, it's kind of hard not to be like, oh, they didn't want
motivation.
Me, you know, like, or like kind of feels like a failure in some type of way, or like rejection maybe is a better word. But everybody's like energy, everybody's excitement to get better and to learn and to build each other up has been phenomenal. So
Kate's expected role with the Valkyries is all about impacting the game through the things she can't control: communication, effort, and defense. She's focused on rebounding, making the right passes, and taking open shots to find her rhythm. It's a simple, effective approach that lets her contribute the moment she steps on the floor, something she was never truly allowed to do in Vegas. And here's where it gets exciting. Sue Bird's wisdom about finding the right environment is playing out perfectly in Kate's journey. Bird always emphasized that the right system can unlock a player's full potential in ways fans never imagined. That's exactly what's happening here. Kate's Iowa strengths, leadership, high basketball IQ, and her ability to elevate teammates align perfectly with what the Valkyries are building. Golden State isn't just offering Kate minutes. They're giving her a chance to be part of history, to help build a franchise from the ground up. As Kate herself said, this league is all about opportunity, and you just need one shot. The Valkyries are giving her that shot in the biggest possible way. Her story mirrors that of many great players who found success after rocky beginnings. Sometimes, the best thing you can do for your career is walk away from the wrong situation and have the courage to bet on yourself.
I really love it, honestly. It's been a lot of fun, but yeah, they brought a crazy spark. Like, they very high IQ, like want to play fast, and yeah, they just get out and go. And so that's how we want to play too. You know, we want to play fast, and we want to, you know, as you guys have probably can see with the numbers, we want to shoot a lot of threes too. And so their experience, like, yeah, they're young, but they've been playing pro for way more, like a really long time. So they have a lot of experience, and they've brought a lot of fun to the team for sure.
Kate Martin's story proves that sometimes the best thing you can do for your career is know when to walk away. Her journey, from the magic of Iowa to the struggles in Vegas, and now the hope and promise in Golden State, shows that resilience isn't about staying stuck. It's about having the courage to make a change and bet on yourself. The WNBA is filled with stories of players who found success after switching teams, and Kate's expansion draft selection gave her exactly what she needed: a clean slate and a real opportunity. So the next time you watch Kate take the floor for the Valkyries, remember, every great comeback starts with someone brave enough to rewrite their story. If you support Kate, comment Golden State Kate down below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a moment. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.